This is the Apple 1 month overview reading for November 2022. It's currently October 13th, 2022, 5:42 p.m. Eastern Time. So before we really get into the prediction, I want to take a look at September's, being that we're doing this in early October. I want to take a look at September's accuracy and see how we did. So these bars right here, these vertical lines are September. High somewhere between the 12th and the 14th. High on the 12th. Looks like an important trough on the 16th. That one might have been a little bit. Oh, look at that, right on the ball. Another trough on the 21st. That one's a little off by a couple days. And then we didn't see this crest at the end of the well, technically you could say we did. If you look at a 1 day chart, we did like a pop higher than the previous low, which is kind of like a crest. But for the most part, we nailed the high, and we did indicate that it was difficult to determine where the low would be. We did get some of these troughs in here pretty well. So overall, pretty great opportunity, or pretty great accuracy, especially in the fact that it spoke towards a opportunity to open up a long position in the midst of a decline. On the 1 year, these vertical lines separate the months. We had a high in January, a high in February, a low in March, a high in April. We had a high in January, a high in February. We had a low in March and a high in April. So the low in March is it's low in March, low in April. So we picked up on it, but it was a little, there's only so much you can do. That's still pretty solid accuracy. Then we have a low in June. What do we get here? This is June, right? 6. The low in June, boom, right? And then another low in September, right on the end of the month in September. And so all of this has been pretty accurate. We didn't catch a high here. Not that we predicted it in the wrong place. We just didn't see it. And like I said, we don't always see everything. But that's a pretty decent amount. We very likely have a low for the month in November, or low for the year in November for Apple, guys. With that said, the overall theme and behavior for Apple throughout the month of November is a period of volatility with a fast, sudden move higher, marking the end of that period of volatility. Looks like it's crossed with selling from a overbought crest. Behavior around the high, there's a significant decline off of the high for the month, and it increases with momentum moving away from the high. There's also around the month's low, there's erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. We may revisit a crest in the midst of that back and forth behavior. That was previously an opportunity, and that would be like a recent opportunity. So on the scale of a 1 month chart, like within like a week. The high and low are also within close proximity to each other on a timeline. And it looks like that continues. We have another high and low within close proximity to each other. Or I should say, there's a high and a low, another significant high and low in December. It also looks like December is an opportunity to open up a long position. Whereas a fast sudden move higher in October, that looks like a fast sudden move higher right there, that green bar we had today. In any case, so we should see Apple's year low in November. It looks like it may actually stretch. Excuse me, guys. It may actually stretch into December. Well, we have a high in December, so I would say the low is very likely in November for the year, guys. Or right at the beginning of December, possibly, based on this Ace of Cups here. With that said, okay, so we've got some crests. We've got an important crest. There's possibility of a higher on the 3rd, right around the 3rd. There should be a high, possibly again around the 9th, and again around the 11th. So a couple highs in November in the first, or 3 highs in November in the first 2 weeks, it looks like. There's a high-low correlation on the 3rd I think we probably have a notable trough, or probably the month's low. It's difficult to determine the month's low again for this reading. For whatever reason, these readings haven't wanted to show me lows, but my sense is that we either have we very likely have a month's low on the 7th or the 9th. And most probable the month high being on the 11th. With that said, there's prominent crests on the 3rd, the 9th, the 11th, the 16th, the 23rd, and there's prominent troughs. Looks like somewhere between the 2nd and the 3rd, end of the 4th, probably the months on the 9th and the 7th, but probably on the 9th. Hard to determine. There's a decline, it looks like, that commences into the 9th, and I think the month's low is probably there on the 9th. Month's high there on the 11th, and again, the high and the low should be within close proximity to each other on the time scale. All right, on the first we have a move higher on a 1 month chart. It would stand out. There's quite a bit of price change here, like a big move in price on the at the end of the day on the 1st, and into the decline that we see through multiple support levels on the 2nd, multiple support levels on a 1 day chart, or possibly on a 1 month chart actually. There's a swing trade opportunity there in the 2nd as well, when we're rotating along a key support level on a 1 month chart at least. On the 3rd, looks like we have there's a prominent trough and crest there. Early in the day, trough, and then late in the day, a crest. And it looks like an important trough there early in the day on the 3rd. It's the death card, so very likely a very important trough there, or it'll stand out, a prominent trough. On the 4th, we have 3 pokes through the same price level, followed by a decline decline after that 3rd poke, a sharp decline. It looks like it brings us to a day's low for the 4th at the end of the day. On the 7th, possibly a month's low here. Yeah, okay, so I'm very likely we have a month's low on the 9th. So they're in close proximity to each other. And then a big move higher. It looks like a big move higher on the 11th, like out of oversold territory, or possibly to fill a previous gap down. A cash out opportunity. It looks like around the 9th, 10th is a significant low, and probably on a year scale as well. On the 14th, male rulers highlighted, male ruler of nations. Oh, I left out a couple of swing trade opportunities. So it looks like on the 7th, an early high on the 7th. There's a trade opportunity there, and then we decline into a low on the 9th. There's a trade opportunity there. Both take place when we're rotating. Both take place at a key support level on a 1 month chart at least. There's a swing trade opportunity as well on the 10th at a key support level as well. On the 14th, a swing trade opportunity, again, key support. Looks like we probably there's a notable move higher off of key support, and then on the 15th we revisit a recent past opportunity at a support level when there's a sharp dip in a period of sideways rotation. There's a swing trade opportunity on the 5th involving a intentional fake out or shakeout of some kind on a 1 month chart, and then there's a prominent crest on the 16th, and a trade opportunity there at that crest. Some volatility there. It looks like a fast sudden move higher on the 17th, marking the end of a period of volatility, and we reach for a distant resistance level on the 17th. Selling from an overbought crest or near overbought crest on the 18th. intentional fake out or shakeout on the 21st. It provides another opportunity for a swing trade, and there's sideways fluidity along a support level, so equal amounts of bulls and bears, inflow and outflow throughout the 21st. Sharp decline on the 22nd. Intentional fake out, shake out there as well, and then it looks like there's a possibility of a prominent crest on the 23rd. A brief high that we fall from. It's easily missed crest or peak there early on the 23rd, and we fall pretty hard there on the 23rd. Then there's we have off on the 24th, half day on the 25th. Looks like the end of a rally on the 25th. And a swing trade opportunity at a key support level on the 25th as well. On the 28th, 3 crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level. On the 29th, bullish price swings, and then on the 30th, we have a key support level, or excuse me, a key resistance level that will stand out on at least a 1-month chart. And there's 2 swing trade opportunities there on the 30th as well, one involving an intentional fake out, shake out, and the other one involving a failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a decline through key support that's on a 1-day chart. And then, like I said, we have a continued decline there in December. It looks like we have a prominent low there in December as well, so we may see the same low that we see here in November, or we may see, depending on if we go deep, if there's a deep low in November, we may see the same low. If there's a shallow low in November, we may see a deeper low in December, actually. So we'll have to see. But that's Apple for November 2022, guys. Sorry I couldn't be more concise with certain dates. It's just, for whatever reason, these last couple Apple readings have not been giving me concise information. That's the best I could do. But with that said, guys, we still have been doing pretty damn good on the accuracy. Make sure you're following that rule of karma. The channel's rule of karma is super important. If you plan to profit from this information, you must follow that rule of karma. The universe will not have it any other way. And plus, this channel needs your support, my friends. Much appreciated. We put out 93 videos for free last month. So much appreciated for the support that you guys show in return. And you can send donations to the donation link in our description. That's much appreciated and much needed, my friends. I'll see you guys on the next one.